What's up, comic book junkies? Your friendly neighborhood night tiger here. I'll be peeking in your windows to see if you're watching my videos, and that will be the only reason I'll be peeking in your windows. But as you can see on the card, it says Forever Greens. So these are my green covers from the Golden Age. Let's check them out. All right, let's kick this off, you little junkies. Now, this I consider honorable mention simply because this is the comic that I believe that they use green the best out of any comic I've ever seen. Just look at it, just screams evil. And it is a great story. It's a true story. If you can find this one, it's a must-have for the collection. All right, on to Forever Greens. We got a Bonnet store stamp on this one, too. And 16 extra pages. And what is this from? This is a real Clue crime stories from 1950. From 1950, July. Don't you July to me. Okay. Let's see a Dead Man book here. This is second appearance of Dead Man. Or no, third appearance, sorry. It's a Neal Adams cover. I just picked this up. I just love this book. Look at the detail that Neal has put into this background. It is just amazing. Another well use of green, too. So that's Strange Adventures 207 from 1967. Just got this one in. A beautiful LB green cover. I paid $25 for this thing, and you're like, I don't believe you. Well, I had a conversation with the seller, and I asked him if the cover was split, and he said yes. He didn't mention that almost all the wraps were split, so there you go. But it presents really nice. It's beautiful, nice LB. Got your sexy woman there. I'm not going to complain. So that's number 19 from... No, it's number 4, but it's labeled 14, and it's from 1953. And then I have your Pauline Peril. Another great series. I did read this. I enjoyed it. I think this was a cartoon in the 60s on TV. The art is really cool. I like the art a lot. September 1970. 1970. And now we have a big boy book. So put on your big boy pants and look at this one. Another Bonnet store stamp here. And this is Major Victory Comics number 2. Nice green background in there. I like this one because it's got like a military green to it. You see the Japs running here and then they get mined right there. This is from 1945 and this is a Harry Chesler comic. Now we have a timely Joker cover. Number 23 from June 1950. 46. And a nice pink outfit. And this has to be Tessie the Typist. With tissues. Oh, he's the guy's throwing them down. Look. Oh, he's going to throw one down. Nice. Just pick this thing up. This thing is so sharp. You got your Bernie Wrightson cover here, man. Check it out. Look at the detail on that one. Every time I look at this, it reminds me of the influence that he had on Kelly Jones. Just by the folds in the cloth and stuff like that. Really cool floating heads. I like these little like square panel. And then they tell you what else is in here. Jim Aparo, obviously over here. Just really cool. This is July 19, number 425. I don't have a date on it. I'm going to have to guess like 74. Challenge of the Unknown, another DC. Number 52. I believe maybe up to this time it was reprints. I'm not sure. I know they started reprinting like almost halfway through the title. This is from 1966. And the World's Wickedest Villain, Villo. I mean, they must have spent hours and hired hundreds of people to come up with that name. So cool. Fiction House, of course, Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. Let's see. Let's take some look at this one here. We got some damsels in distress. We got Sheena coming to the rescue. Obviously, she's a little more tact or strategy or warfare knowledgeable than this guy back here because he's getting attacked by some cat. It's very cool while he's cutting the ropes on that chick in the background. Perils of Paradise Lost. That's from 1950. Then we have one of my favorite books that I found on the internet. I have not seen another one of these. Actually, I think one of these just popped up last week and they want a lot of money. They described it as really scarce, so they jacked up the price on it. This is number 2 of Young Life. Of course, the title was changed with the next issue, and then the following issue after that was the last issue. And I'm looking for that last issue. There is one on eBay. I don't know. I haven't really grabbed it. So it's got 2 comic book stories in here. One's war related with Nazis. Then it just have a lot of teen stuff, articles, Dear Abby's, puzzles. Summer 1945. It's a really tough book to get. Hoppy the Bunny. So we got a Fawcett, and this is a SIG series by Tony Mercer. Number 7. And the Hoppy the Bunnies are a little bit tougher to get than the Funny Animals. But this is a Christmas issue. As you can see, holiday greetings from the world's mightiest cottontail. December. And what year is this from? This is from 1946. And then up next, we have some more Fawcett. We have some bondage cover with Noka, the Jungle Girl, number 5. So this is March. Marble Coast Madness. Whoops. Oh, I got 2 of those? Really? Let's take a look. I think it's very cool. Nice shorts. They don't ride up too high. What year is that from, you ask? It's from 1947. So there you go. So we got 2 of those. And then I have this one, Fall of 46, Nokia. This is number 4. Another bondage cover, another green cover. She's going over the falls right there. Yeah, I saw these 2 come up from Comic Book Warehouse for $50 each. These 2, and I grabbed them immediately. You cannot find these really for less than $100 in decent shape. This one was $10 just because it's missing the centerfold. So I said, what the heck? I grabbed it. Okay, that's half of them. We got some more. So here we go. All right. So we got, what is this? A Feral Publications, a Christmas comic again. You got Billy Bunny's Christmas Frolics. I remember finding this giant 25-cent issue at the flea market. And it's not too scarce. It comes up quite often. It's just the condition. It's hard to get it where it's not falling apart. And what year is that one? That's from 1952. So that's got to put that in the Christmas box. Here we have a Canadian White, September 46. Grand Slam Aces number 3. Purple Rider, Commander Steel. Terry Kane. Here it says AA Comics. So Canadian Whites were that in the beginning of the series, they were only 2 colors inside because we, the United States, had an embargo on anything going out of the country to other countries. Even licensed properties weren't allowed to be used at the time, as we were conserving everything for the war. So they didn't have the ink to use to make these full color. But once that embargo, I don't know if the embargo or ban was lifted, then they went back to using color again. There's a whole great story behind that. This is from 1945. And then here we have a Fawcett comic, Down with Crime. This is a really interesting comic. I got off eBay really cheap, and it's pretty decent grade, but it didn't have any staples. And no staple holes either. So really cool. I actually stapled it, so I know that's a no-no, but you know what? I wanted to read it, and it was my book. And so I bought a magazine stapler just to fix this book. May 52. There you go. Now we have some, don't tell me, Hillman production here. We got Airfighter Comics. Do we have a number on it? We do have a date, but it's just a cool horror cover kind of thing. This also is missing centerfold when I bought it. I won it in an auction for like 20 bucks. And I don't have the year. This is like 41, I think. 40, 41. Of course, with Airboy, which his first appearance was in issue 2. In the Black Hole of Calcutta. And then we got some Buzzy. I love kissing booth covers of the Golden Age. So anytime I can find a decent shaped one for like under 30 bucks, I usually pick it up. So this is kind of an Archie type thing. This is a DC publication. Archie was so hot. There was so many ripoffs. And it's funny because the ripoffs did really well too. I guess it was just a time in America that teens were really into reading comics. And then we have another Canadian White. I love this book. I won it in an auction. It's just a so cool of a superhero book. That's Freelance on the cover. I don't know why he has an L on his chest if he's freelance. Maybe for Lance. So this is a Canadian White, also later in the issue, so it is full color, but it's number 34. Really nice condition. Usually these books are really falling apart. 1946. The covers were different. They were in between newsstand, and they didn't have gloss on them. They were very like dull. So they weren't as strong as the American Golden Age covers. And then we have Kid Eternity here. I'm not sure if you're not familiar with him. I think he's able to travel through the past with his friend here, who's a ghost, to different events in history. I have a lot of these Kid Eternities. I have not even read any of them yet. Aids the Living by Calling the Dead. Number 11. Year is not on there. I'm thinking like 45. But here's an earlier issue. Okay, so this guy's name is Mr. Keeper. I really need to get into reading these. Just a kind of a cool, I don't know, is it cool or not? And no date again. I got to get on that. I'm slacking, people. This is another auction win. And it's for Atlas, this book is in really decent shape. These Atlas's books, they're like falling apart when you pick them up. So the 13th Floor, I think that's a Joe Maneely cover. Number 12, this is a Atlas, of course, 1952. I won it for $50 on eBay, or 50 shipped. Another cool early Golden Age Good Girl cover with a green dress featuring a complete Doc Strange action adventure. He looks like that one guy from Cartoon Network. I forget his name. So that's number 14 of Thrilling Comics from 1941. Then we have some Fawcett again. Another horror cover, Mary Marvel. Kind of an off teal like pink, teal like greenish. Mary Marvel fights Mr. Knight. So we had Mr. Keeper, now we have Mr. Knight. June 1943. Back to Marvel again with the Best Western issue with the Black Rider. Just a nice green border there. I don't know who does that cover. Oh, this is the last issue. Sorry. There's 2 issues. This is the last one. Then they changed the title. Comes Western Outlaws and Sheriffs. Man, who does this book? I forget. Youthful magazine. June 1952. Nice skull cover. Nice, sexy headlights. Tales of Horror. Terror of the Flowers of Death. Strangest Terrors Ever Heard. Thrilling Tales of Suspense. Yeah. Okay, coming down to 2 more books. Another Jumbo or another Sheena book. The one and only Sheena the Jungle, number 114. Fiction House, of course. And Joel Doolin, I believe that is... No. Yeah. Oh, I got this from Tom Ryan. Thanks, Tom. I was just talking with him today. He was texting me. He showed me a rack he got for some of his comics for his room. It's pretty nice. So that's from August 1948. And the last really cool green cover in Fawcett, Wiz Comics number 31 with a MacArthur cover. Spy Smasher down there. This book is just so cool, man. So cool. Guys and gals, what'd you think of this? With some cool green covers in here. What was your favorite? Leave it down in the comments, and I'll let you get back to your life. Guys, I can't believe this. I left my most favorite green cover out of the haul. Avon, Fighting Indians of the Wild West. #1. I cannot believe I have this book. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous Kinsler cover. My favorite green comic cover of all the Golden Age so far that I have in my collection. This thing screams such bright colors, action. It's a really, really nice condition for an Avon, believe me. And this is from 1950, what? I don't even know. 1952. Well, the reason I love that is for all the reasons I stated, but this book is really tough to get, to find. And if you don't believe me, go on the internet and see if you can't find a copy for sale. I'm still looking for a second copy of this. All right, that is it for real. For reals, I'm out of here.